Welcome to BRL Tier 2. I am your commentator tonight, Rathful, and my co-com here, Biwo. How are you doing tonight, Biwo?
I'm doing good. Doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of watching the mall, and we got a full grid here at Japan, so it'll be interesting tonight.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's good to see that Tier 2 is back up to a full grid of drivers.
Yeah, we,
Thanks for everyone coming out.
we got our Season 6 champion, Ritzy. He's here. I believe this is his first race this season for Tier 2. Been dealing with college and stuff, and with basically summer here, well, he's decided to race, which is good to see. It's cloudy.
It is. I don't know if that's going to mean wet later in the session. A lot of drivers are getting out early, which might mean we have a wet ending to this session, but hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, right now, all the cars that came out, all of them are on the medium compound except two, or I'm sorry, three on the soft. So one would assume if the rain was coming, they would all just be on the soft compound, or if it is raining for the race, it's at least not going to be a wet start. As Chaos is in Sector 2, I'll quickly do the points. Veyron is our championship leader with 125 points with 3 races remaining. If he walks away tonight with a 53-point lead or more over Heatwave or Boss Cookie, he will win the championship because there are 2 races remaining after tonight. He has a 32-point lead over Heatwave in P2. P3 is Boss Cookie with 84 points, 41 points back. P4 is Maniko with 77 points, 48 points back of Veyron. Zach is P5 with 60 points, 65 points from Veyron. Toneless is P6 with 55, 70 points back. And P6, Toneless, those 6 are the only ones able to potentially win the championship. But to cover up basically Toneless and Zach, they have to win tonight and pretty much hope that Veyron doesn't finish in the points in order for them to carry the championship. Maniko could carry the championship next weekend. We will see. P7's Finn Fan with 49 points. Hey Katra is P8 with 45. Drix is 40 with P9. And Mossy is P10 with 39. Briefly do the team championship as it's very tight as well. Mercedes leads with 157 points. They have a 13-point lead over AlphaTauri in P2. Red Bull is at P3, 132 points, 25 points back of Mercedes. P4 is Williams, 122 points. They sit 35 points back. P5 is Alpine with 104. They're 53 points back. P6 is Alfa Romeo with 47 points. Ferrari's P7 with 46. McLaren's P8 with 34. Aston Martin P9 with 22. And Haas is P16 with 16. We have 4 teams within 35 points of each other in Tier 2. Let's see, what have we missed?
Not a whole lot. Some drivers getting in each other's ways on their hot lap. Other drivers trying to overtake on hot laps. Other drivers, invalidating their hot laps. So far, no time on the board yet. Lots of time still on the clock, though. So, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I just asked in the chat what potentially the weather report's going to be. I will say it's busy. Everyone but 3 cars are out.
Yeah, so the suspicion of later rain might be a thing. Star first person on the board with the 29.7. Walking Chaos is stopped on track to stay out of the way.
Oh, Drix comes in and pits. I guess he didn't particularly like what he had going on.
Oh, he invalidated, so he was done in that sense. That was Veyron doing. Veyron's got some purples going on. Danny Rick goes faster right now. FinFan comes in over the line. He does a little bit better with a 29.2. 1.5, so Cam doing a warm-up lap before getting out. Veyron going a little faster, 29 flat.
Interesting. We usually see Veyron have a go at the end of the qualifying session, not in the opening part of it. And the question has been answered. It's going to be dry for both qualifying and the race, so I don't have to worry about Mother Nature intervening.
Cloudy.
It's just cloudy.
Cloudy.
So we've had 7 set, 3 of them on the medium compound, 4 on the softs. We haven't had anyone crash out yet, so that's good.
No. No one's crashed out yet. Nico to the line, puts himself right up there. OJ into the pits. Star into pits. Catcher goes on her hot lap. What else is going over the line? Is that Boss Cookie into the pits? It is. Mean Fern. Goes 5th fastest.
See back here.
Heatwave getting a warm-up lap after having, I think, maybe traffic on his first one. Lots of drivers coming in to finish their laps now.
I think, yeah, Chaos is beginning. He's starting in Sector 1 on his out lap. Oh, Heatwave is spun. That was after completing his first lap on mediums. Unknown if that was just him spinning, trying to go another lap on the mediums. You've seen a couple of drivers try to have 2 laps on the mediums, but Nico did that. Fritzy as well, as he comes in. Yeah, Heatwave has had a couple of moments, and he spins again.
Catcher moves up to P7 with her banker lap, so not bad from her.
No, and
What do you got?
oh, Zach left the party. I was going to try to find him, but one thing I really hate about this game is if someone leads, you can't use the race director to invite someone unless they've had an incident. So in qualifying, it's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah. Recent players list would be my best bet otherwise.
You know,
but
I said that, and then I was like, hey, you have him as your friend.
mm-hmm. Walking Chaos starts their lap. Boss Cookie on a lap, or on an out lap. CRE Jacob. Are they new to the tier? I don't remember seeing that name around.
I believe Jacob is new. There's Chaos going to Sector 1. About to reach the end of Sector 1. What is we have here? Put the purple in for Sector 1.
Let's see. Lots of drivers out on laps. Lots of people trying to get times in. 9 minutes left on the clock, so.
Ooh, Trix goes P1 on the stops for 28.16. Really, that's
Pushing it.
that's about 9/10 faster than Bayron. That's a
Walking Chaos should be coming down to finish his lap next. I believe the Red Bull was pulling into the pits, so. Chaos to the line. What does he have on the mediums? He does a 29.1 on mediums.
That's impressive.
So he wants that alt strat.
Well,
Very impressive.
we've seen this can be a hard place to overtake. We only have one DRS zone, which is the main straight. So, interesting to see what people want to decide to do here. I believe isn't Star new? Got my point sheet.
I think they were there last week. Are they not?
You're asking me about that.
They were at least, but Hopefully they get along all right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. P6 last time out. Let's see what Ritzy does. He's going out again. He's set a time earlier. What does he have for sector 1? 3/10 faster.
Cam got a little bit of a toe before Spoon from his teammate. I don't know if it'll make the difference.
He's got an ass.
He's got Vojay ahead, making a lap.
Damn, is that
Cam,
is that right? Wow! I saw the delta. I was like 3.4 up. I guess he had a.
yeah, that's right. He had like a 31. He had a pretty slow lap just as a banker, and then slammed that one out. So good on Cam. It's up to P2. Let's see, out lap for Danny Rick. He's starting one now. Yellow sector for something, not quite sure.
What's he have? He went slower on these laps, so looks like he's going again. He recharged the battery. OJ's 4/10 up, going underneath the bridge.
Mozzie moves up to P6, so good on him with 29.1. 29.1 seems to be quite the competitive time for a lot of this grid. We've seen Tier 2 be very, very tight through a lot of our top 10, top 15 even, so. Ardell having some issues. He's trying to find another 4/10 or so. I think he's got it in him, but Japan, just not an easy track so far.
One thing I have noticed is everyone has switched over to the soft compound, so no walking chaos right now.
Well, I'm guessing people were trying that alt strategy now that we're getting into the final.
Almost lost it at the end of 130R. That does destroy his qualifying lap, and he just brings it into the pits.
Danny Rick moves up to P4 with a 28.7, so
yeah, Manika goes
pretty competitive from him.
Yeah, Manika follows suit by going a 10th quicker than Danny Rick to P3.
Some yellow flags. Mozzie's got some time on hand. He goes into the 28s, 28.8. So yeah, anything sub 29 now, I think, is what the people are at the top are looking at.
Oh, FinFan loses
Rex
it.
with that 28.1 does not help.
That would be his attempt basically ruined. He has enough time, hopefully, to get back to the pits.
It's gonna be tight. If he hustles, he might be able to do it, I think.
I've noticed Zach the Beast has retired. I believe that's because he's having some issues. He's had some lobby or internet issues, and hopefully that gets rectified before the beginning of the race.
Start getting for an out lap. Is that heat wave setting up for a run? It is. He goes third.
Yep, that's
So, yeah.
it's really good. I mean, with 3 races in the championship, 32 points behind, he needs to, at the minimum, finish ahead of Veyron to have the opportunity to close that gap and make perhaps the championship easier to win. 32 points, it's in a way a lot of points, but in a way it's not. He can close it to where it's by next week, where Veyron basically, we'll see, but carry it to the final
We're doing a
race.
lobby restart because of the people are disconnecting. I don't know.
Are we?
I don't know if people are having any issues with connections, but hopefully it's not that big a deal. Hopefully this game holds stable. I don't know what's going on. Ardell seems to have bowed out early. Maybe that's the best he's got and just wants to start near the back and wiggle his way through. He does pretty good on race pace on getting through people, so there is that. Fan had a disconnect. They're back in, so at least there is that. Toneless on an outlap, starting one now. Walking Chaos should be next across the line. Has a lot of time on hand. 6/10 will put them right to P3, P4.
That's like Heatwave is just trying to get back to the pits. He does.
That's P2. Walking Chaos goes P2. Very, very close to Drix, but not quite faster.
Oh, that's good for McLaren. I mean, I'd had to probably have the points up. Well, okay, now. Looking at the kind of team overall, I got Veyron P8 for Mercedes, but Stars P15. AlphaTauri, well, Zach's had his issues, and Boscopy has had his issues as well. Then out of the top 10, Red Bull has Heatwave P4 and Meatford P11. Williams, they might be.
Oscooky's gonna have one more attempt. He's butchered it in the final chicane. It's not gonna be the time he wants, so he's gonna have pretty much one lap slap to do it. Everybody else on pretty much final runs. We only got a minute and so left in the session. So a lot of these drivers on their outlap trying to get it over the line in time.
Yeah, Chaos likely is done unless he wants to have another go on these tires.
Aaron's starting a hot lap now, so hopefully he can improve going through. I believe Drix is right in behind him though, about to start a lap, so there is that.
Thomas going to sector 1. What improvement does he have?
BRE Jacob moves up to P8. A good performance from them. Oh, it's the same. That same corner every time. It's always at the top of that hill. It's so hard on the camber on the car. It's so hard to have any grip there.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Just a little. Oh, as another car goes off right in behind him, and that's Veyron off and out.
Oh.
Out of the session. So, championship leader off and out early, or at the end of qualifying.
Right now.
But that spell hazard for the race for our championship leader.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we've seen Veyron start back there before, and next thing we realize he's in the podium as
Yeah, he's right up to P4. So I guess everything's up and open.
Drix is slightly improving a little bit. We'll get to the second sector. He's not improving. He's 0.006 slower this attempt, so he is not improving. Nico, about a tenth and a half.
And he does go faster by the end. So
Not by much, though. I mean,
Cam's looped it, or something has happened.
yeah, he looped at the end of Spoon. Here's Manico. Oh, he doesn't improve. So he'll be P5 at the moment. Cam will be P3 at the moment. What does Danny Rick have?
Catris P17. Boss Cookie only gets up to 15th. FinFan does have some time on hand. It'll push them up to P6. Veyron moves down a little bit farther.
Danny Rick to P4.
Danny Rick to P4. So the Haas is doing well.
I believe that will be it.
Yeah, the only person I think is Mozzie, and he's
Yeah,
invalidated.
he's invalidated.
So Voj,
No, he's
got a lot of time on hand.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's it for quali.
well, this is going to be interesting. We got a championship leader starting P13. His biggest rival, Heatwave, starts P5. Boss Cookie starts P15, so he has a lot of work in order to keep this championship going. And then in terms of the constructors, Mercedes, well, we have Star P9, but we just mentioned about Veyron. And AlphaTauri,
Mm-hmm.
both drivers are starting in 15th and 20th. Red Bull, they have P5 Heatwave, but Beanfern, P16, and this change is lovely. Williams, well, I know Miniko's up there, but Factors at the bottom. So it's like every constructor in this championship fight has one car kind of in a good spot, the other car not, except really AlphaTauri. So it's going to be interesting to see who can capitalize on this with 3 races remaining.
Yeah, because we just have here USA and Brazil.
Yeah.
We have a migrating host. I don't know if that means we will have a lobby reset before we start our race.
Where's my phone?
I am guessing so.
Hang on. Get this. Shoot. No. Nope. I only got the top 14. Let's see if we're doing a lobby reset. I'm going to assume with
Maybe with a migrating host, we'll have to see.
No, I said tier 2 chat, not F2 chat.
There we go. 20 seconds until we start. Miniko has joined.
Yeah, there's not. Looking at the chat, we might have a reset. We might not. I think it's going to continue. That works. It's going to come down to really kind of how this shakes out at the beginning with connection issues. Nothing we've noticed. It's gotten gradually worse and worse as this game has gone on.
So we'll have to see if there's any interruptions. Maybe we're fine. Maybe all is well. So, continuing on.
Well, let's take a look at what people decided to do. The top 10 all made on softs. Jacob at P11 will start on mediums. Ritzy, Bayron, Thomas, they will start on softs. P12 to P14. Boss Cookie, P15 on the mediums. Mean Fern, Katra, Ardell, softs. Voj, mediums. Zach the Beast is on softs.
Star having some issues, already fallen to the back of the crowd, but now gathering themselves, so. Oh, and that's a disqualification between Danny Rick and Heatwave. Or Walking Chaos, rather.
Well, they're going to have cold tires at the start, and they start P2, P4, so, we could...
And a questionable steward report as well. You never know.
Oh,
So,
well.
oh, Drix RL has left. So, try to get them back in. Thank you, Codemasters, for making this wondrous, wondrous game. Because this is a disaster when it comes to connecting and people actually driving. Hopefully Drix can get into his seat before we get going. Cam is right on his tail. Heatwave a little bit farther back. And yeah. Miniko still ghosted. I don't know what's going on.
We'll find out here in a couple of seconds. As everyone gets here.
What camera angle is this? Codemasters, seriously. 5 red lights. And away we go for the Tier 2 Japanese Grand Prix. Good start from a lot of our drivers. McLaren already hounding the back of Drix. Walking Chaos falling back a bit on those cold tires. Minico and Heatwave making a good advantage of it.
Damn, getting a good
Getting
start.
far enough ahead.
Ahead of Drix.
Walking Chaos and Scartrix are fighting it out. Scartrix started 8th, I believe, so he's already moved up 2 positions by turn 1. It's a 5-man chain right here, trying to chase down Cam and Drix ahead. As they're building a small gap, but
Yep, Cam got ahead of Drix at the start. Heatwave P3. So he gets a good start as well, up from P5. So far, no issues on lap 1. And, wow, right when I say that, Boje has an issue.
she's down at the back. OJ has an issue, but everybody else sorting their way through. We have Minico falling down. And he's off at Spoon, so that's hampered his race. Maybe that was some contact there. We'll have to see. Scartrix falling the back of Walking Chaos, but Heatwave's got a whole second in between him and Drix already. They got to close it in a little bit. Having some issues in the chicane. Walking Chaos is going to have a look already. No DRS to get the job done. Pushing with battery. Can Chaos get it?
This Fan pits, so does Ardell and Boss Cookie. So those 3 had issues at the start. I think wing damage most likely.
Yes, Walking Chaos ahead of Heatwave out of turn 1. Ardell onto the mediums. Apparently he's a lap ahead. Thank you, Codemasters, making this game that doesn't have a whole bunch of bugs in it. It is just a chain of them going through at this point. There is a little bit of a gap from Cam to Walking Chaos, but after that it is quite open. I'm not sure what happened to Drix, but he's had some huge issues.
Oh,
He's found himself all the way to the back. Yeah, so
That's twice that. I might be messing up. Lovely.
I don't know if he's got floor damage or wing damage, but he's sliding everywhere with that car. It is not handling at all the way he would probably want. So I don't know what has happened to that car, but back to the action.
Not the start that Ferrari wanted.
Definitely not the start the Ferrari wanted. Scartrix looking for maybe a move on Heatwave. Both of them, I think, are dumping battery, and Heatwave's going to hold on to this position for now, but Star is making their way through Ritzy and Veyron through Mozzie, so both the Mercedes through both the Alfa Romeos through turn 1.
Oh, Ritzy had a little moment there.
Ritzy's a little rusty. It's been a little while since I think I've seen him in a league race, so...
It's when I saw his name in the lobby, I was like, yeah, cool. It's been several months. He's been busy doing other things. It's cool. Oh, Vojay has
throwing off our
crashed.
Delta. That's Vojay out.
That's top of the S. That's the top of the S's.
Yeah, the top of the S's. That danger zone that we were talking about earlier in quali, and that off-camber area does catch people out quite easily. You get it wrong on the curves, it'll send you. And that's Vojay out. Doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car, though.
No, he's off in the gravel there, so it's not near the racing track or the surface, so... And... No, we don't get a safety car.
Just more racing action, that's all we get. The Haas is doing well. Scartrix making a look for a move. But Heatwave still has DRS, so Yeah, there's some games going on there because Scartrix did not have DRS. That's odd.
That or Star Trek's decided not to use it.
It didn't even seem like he had it. I don't know if Heatwave did one of those, I'm going to slow up before DRS to get it and then run away, but so far it's worked. Bosco's setting fast laps, but he's on those mediums after having some issues early. Two McLarens getting a good run on everybody. Heatwave trying to close it in on them.
I think the most important thing for Heatwave at the moment is Veyron's P8. He's moved up 5 spots, Veyron. Same as Ritzy. Right now that's 4 points to Veyron's. He will be getting, I believe, 15 for P3, so plus 11 as one of the Williams. I believe that's FinFan. Yes, it is, or the Alpine series for the yellow.
Tires are either overheated or they got some sort of damage as well. They're not doing too well on their set, so that is not good.
Here comes Star Trek. Still get P3 over Heatwave.
Danny Rick trying to close it in back to his teammate. Gets right to the back of Heatwave. No contact made though, but definitely close.
Yeah, this little train here from P3 all the way to P7 where Ritzy's at. Veyron's P8 about a little over a second behind. He is slowly catching them though, so you're gonna have possibility of what here? P3 to P12 all in one train.
They were pulling away from Veyron, but with I think with Scartrix and Heatwave making that move, it kind of slowed up the chain a little bit, just pulling in Veyron that bit. So
Yeah,
sometimes it pays to be in traffic.
our biggest improvement so far in this race is Zach, who started shotgun dead last, and he's at P12, up 8 spots. And our biggest deficit in this race, unfortunately, was Drix. Started on pole, and now he's running P17. He, Boss Cookie, and Pan, they're going to be hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, safety car at an opportune time when the leaders have already passed the pit would be it. That's what they would be wanting.
Chaos has closed in on his teammate Cam. And Star Trek.
Walking Chaos not wanting to let it go.
Not really much changes position-wise as we work lap 5. Gonna be interesting to see when these guys decide to pit. I think most of the races we've seen, lap 9, 10, 11's been kind of the point of
the spot,
yeah,
the sweet spot, as it were.
Miguel is spun. Gets the spin. Look at that spin.
I think he's having some weird latency things with the lobby, which is odd. Is that Boss Cookie off? It is.
It is. None of
Rix is through.
That corner we've talked about is... Oh, he's lost it again.
Zach gets the move on Katra, so he's gotten himself up another position, almost up into the points now from the back. Danny Rick looking for the move on Heatwave. Has it into turn 1. Heatwave's going to follow him through, but Heatwave's going to go down the low side. Can he get it done? A little bit of a bang and touch of wheels, but yeah, Danny Rick's going to have to hold that for now.
Look at the Haas drivers, up P3 and P4. Good for them.
Yeah, it's been a great race for Haas. Right up there with the rest of them. 2 seconds out from the McLarens, though, as they're going to have to sort their way out of that lead and try to pull away from everybody else.
Well, they've had their issues this season. They've not had the results they wanted, but they would love to get a solid result before the season ends, and they're on pace to do that.
Boss Cookie back into the pits, probably for a new stack of tires.
Yeah,
Maybe the setup just not working the way they wanted.
Well, he did
but
have...
they got to get going. They don't want to be lapped at this point, so.
Yeah, he did have wind damage, so that's why he came in to address that. To McLaren, I believe they caught Ardell, the Ferrari ahead of them. Look at Cam DRS, so he'll have that, so will his teammate Chaos.
Yeah, and I think Boss Cookie has to run for his life. He does not want to be lapped in case the safety car comes out.
At the start-finish line.
Minico's crashed.
That's a safety car.
And that's a safety car, so Boss Cookie just makes it out of the threat zone by that much, by a few car lengths, by about 2 seconds. If the McLarens would have got ahead, he wouldn't be able to close back in, so everyone's still sort of into the race, except for Vojay and Minico, unfortunately, the two that we've lost out. Everybody else is going to be able to stack up to the safety car.
Yep, so Ardell should, in theory, get back on the lead lap, given the fact that because both McLarens would hit. Well, say that. The McLarens might have to do a double stack, so Chaos might take a bit of a hit here.
I mean, they have the 2 second gap that they can slow up a little.
Haas is going to have the same problem too between Spartrix and Danny Rick.
They have a bigger gap. If they decide to space it out and push everybody else back just to make a bit of an opening for their pit box, it might just work. But even still, everybody in the top 10 is pretty much suffering except for Heatwave and Toneless, because Ritzy and Mozzie have the same problem, and then so do Veyron and Star. So who knows? This could work out for Zach, because he's also up there and he can get a free pit stop because his teammate's been out on hards.
The one that really could benefit this the most is Heatwave, who sits P5. One would, in theory, think that everyone gets to improve 2 spots.
McLarens are into the pit. Cam in first. Walking Chaos is going to be held up a little bit. Danny Rick is going to have to be held up a little bit as his teammate gets into the pit box. We see Ritzy in there as well.
Yeah, Ritzy's going to jump the Haas.
Ozzy gets held up just that little bit. So yeah, everyone being choked up a little. So this could pay out an advantage to a few drivers.
So Cam onto the hard compound. Same as Veyron.
Like, I'll admit the mediums probably won't feel nice, but at the same time, they still got, what, 2 laps of safety car? It'll be like lap 10, 11 by the time they're going, so
yeah,
mediums should be fine to make it. I don't see any reason to be on the hards unless you got the pace and you just want to have the deg in case another safety car comes out. I guess it's protection.
We did see Boss Cookie in Realistic set the fastest lap at one point on the hard compound. I know it's realistic, but just saying.
Could make a difference, yeah. Boss Cookie and Ardell got a lot of room to catch up, but still can be done.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Jacob does. P13, he was on the medium compound, switched to softs. I think he has the gap to pit again, and he'll only lose couple of spots.
Yeah, he'll only lose a spot to Mean Fern. And he'll have a new fresh stack of mediums, so he'll just do a medium stint if he goes in.
That's what he should do.
But we'll have to see if that's going to be the play, because now Drix is closing it in. Drix might get that spot, same with Ardell.
Well, at the position he's at, it would be sensible to go ahead and just pit. You're going to lose some now, but if you stay out on softs, you don't get a safety car. You're basically going to lose a lot more. So.
Yeah, but this has allowed Boss Cookie and FinFan to really close it in and get back into this race at least, so. Back into the points.
Yep,
So
started
there's
10th.
that.
And here comes Jacob. He does indeed pit. So.
What will it be onto the mediums?
Yep. So, and he'll lose just that one spot to the, or 2 spots to the Red Bull and the Ferrari of Mean Fernandrix. So far, no penalties.
So far, no penalties.
You mentioned Zach. He's up 10 spots from where he started, so good for him. This gives him a good little reset button. And see what else he can make up. Now, right now, Heatwave is doing what he needs. He's ahead of Veyron. Nico crashing out probably means his championship hopes are over.
Probably.
Bring up the sheet
I
again.
would have to assume so.
I should have screenshotted it, but we'll just bring it up again. Yeah, he entered tonight 48 points back, so...
With Veyron in P6,
Yeah.
I think he's already kind of doomed.
Yeah, he's kind of out. Boss Cookie not in the points at the moment. He came in here 41 points back. So, Boss Cookie's gonna...
Well, we've already seen one Alpha Tauri go from the back to the middle. Maybe we'll see him get up into the points as well, so it's not all lost for him. He's still in this race.
I'm going to assume the safety car will come in next lap, so...
Yeah, Boss Cookie comes into the pits now, so he's timed it with what he thinks the safety car will be doing. He's on to mediums, trying to get a one-lap fresher stint.
And he had nothing.
Get off those hards.
He had nothing really to lose there. Same with Fardell. I mean, you're already kind of in the back to begin with, so...
Boss Cookie on to used mediums, so he's had to go to an older set. Hopefully they're not too scrubbed in, but, yeah.
Let's see how old. 2 laps ain't too bad.
It ain't too bad. It ain't too bad, but it is something to be mindful for.
So, go ahead and just do a reset here. Yep. Everyone's on the medium compound except our race leader and Veyron, P1 and P6, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two deal with that. Going to be probably some pain because the hard compound is not as, what's the word I'm looking for, as grippy as the mediums, but they could last longer in duration. So they might be able to, let's say after 10 laps, be able to be equal with the mediums and then work to be ahead of them. So just by pace. So we'll see.
Yep, safety car in this lap though. FinFan gets back to the group after he had a bit of a slip. Trick's getting back into their seat as well, hopefully before a safety car is releasing these guys. Cam's going to have to set the pace. He's going to take it nice and easy.
His teammates virtually
He's
pushing
got
him.
Walking Chaos right there, but Cam goes. It's a good start, but is it enough? Walking Chaos is looking for it. Not going to be enough this time around. Scartrix almost hits the back of Walking Chaos. Everybody else is checking up and
Mean Fern has had an
looking for a
issue.
move already.
He's missing, I believe, part of his front wing. No, he's not, but he dropped back.
Drop back quite a bit. Zach up to P8 now after that restart, so doing well. Catcher up to P10 from 17th, so into the points from far back as well to note. Star down a lot from the beginning.
Cam's still holding the lead, even though on mediums, but he's got his teammate trying to get the move on him, tried in the hairpin turn.
They're going 3 wide through the hairpin. Catra's in between 2 cars. And that is a huge accident between them. And Catra is off and out after a contact with, I think, Drix and maybe Star.
That's a VSC.
So, that's a VSC. I don't know what to say about that one.
That's a safety car.
That's a safety car.
So, really?
So, will the strategy change? I don't see anybody really pitting, but,
they only did a lap on
Yeah.
this tire, really, so theoretically, unless someone got damaged, I don't think anyone's going to pit. And you're certainly not in the window to make, I think, softs work. You're only working lap 12, and by the looks of it, no one pits.
Did you see somebody at the back of the crowd maybe doing the last lap dump? You know, they do their 2-3 laps on their safety car again. You know, lap 15, they come in for softs.
Well, no. Well, Jacoby goes on softs. I just don't know if they're going to last.
I don't know if they're going to last, but I know Drix needs a wing, so he's going to jump onto mediums again.
Let's see what Star does.
Star is on the way out, I believe.
Yes, you're right, actually. These guys should catch up pretty quick, so safety car could go in this lap.
Maybe. I'm not sure they're going to be there by the time the safety car registers.
We did get our first penalty. FinFan got a 3-second. So,
It's breaking the ice halfway through the race. FinFan with our first penalty. So again, Veyron having not the best performance in quali, but has somehow found himself up into P5.
I don't think Cam and Veyron wanted to see this. As Chaos looped it, almost did a half spin, and he saved it, but the host of Scartrix ran into him. Did they get any damage out of that?
No, but it made Scartrix have to give up a position. He might have to be able to send that in. It's going to give Heatwave a position on Scartrix because of it, because he had to slow up so much.
I think
Heatwave's trying to give the position back as best he can.
Yep, there's the.
But,
if the car doesn't come in this lap. They don't pit, so they didn't, I guess, get damage. Or if they did, they're going to just have to live with it. It didn't look like major contact, just slight contact. But we have seen just slight contact do a lot of your pits again. And we'll go to another set of mediums.
another set of mediums. I don't know if that's the play. Because at this point, I think you could almost stretch out softs. We did see Phantom do, what, 19 laps
21.
before they popped? 21. So they should go 12.
They should. The question is when that tire drops off. of pace. It's not a gradual drop, it is a full bore cliff. So
yeah, it does fall off pretty hard. So there is that. Rick's catching up to the back of the crowd. Hopefully we'll be getting going again soon. But unfortunately we've lost Katra to cause this safety car, and here we are. 3 wide out of the hairpin. And Toneless has left the session, so we gotta get him back in here. Thank you, sir.
oh, it's always Zach left, so there's that. And well, Toneless hasn't had any incidents. Okay, so we'll just do this then. So, safety car is in. Cam will once again have the restart in hand. When will he decide to go?
Whenever he can back up his teammate enough for him to go,
Actually,
by the looks of
He
it.
went earlier than last time, so kind of mixed it up there. Lost Cookie gets by Mozzie to go into P9, so both avatars now at P8, P9.
Danny Rick makes his way through Veyron, so there is that.
Toneless is, of course, dropping back because he's not in the lobby.
I think he's just getting into his seat now, but
Oh,
that
yeah,
still
that's right.
leaves him in the smack dab of 2 Alpha Tauris, which is not a preferable place to be.
Ooh, Boss Cookie with the lunge underneath. Does he get the drive off? No. Toneless still holds P8.
Danny Rick gets ahead of Heatwave out of the hairpin. Heatwave chasing him down, but the Haas is back up to 3-4.
Boss Cookie just sent it on Toneless. Now he's up to P8.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it close to his teammate. They don't want to get too far behind. Toneless has got Mozzie and FinFan for company, as well as Ritzy, so.
Well, I mean, they did not have the opening race that they wanted, well, mainly from Boss Cookie, but right now both are in the points, and they're both behind Mercedes of Veyron. You know, this is what they kind of need. They need to get both these cars as high as they can to get maybe leading the constructors by the end of this race.
Zach looking for the move on Veyron. Can't quite get enough road to do it. But Veyron also on the back of Heatwave, so there's going to be a difficulty on getting around with so many other drivers congesting the track, so.
We'll see if Zach will have a little bit more pace, being the fact that he's on that medium compound of Veyron's hards.
Cam just holding it out front, but Chaos all over the backbone.
Oh,
And there's contact there, sending his teammate off. Walking Chaos is going to be able to make it through. More contact between Cam and Scartrix.
Yeah.
Danny Rick's going to make it through. It's a Haas 2-3 right now. But, oh dang. Team contact throwing out the leader from first to fourth.
That's going to bring up an interesting discussion at Wilkie.
Oh yeah. Now Cam's gonna have to do the work. He's already done most of the work to get himself out front. Now he's got to do it all over again. After that little shove.
As meanwhile, Boss Cookie gets ahead of...
Cam cuts the track.
No.
And he's gonna take a 15-second penalty for corner cutting.
Well, when
To
you
get back ahead of his teammate.
I think Drix is retired. Yeah, he has. So those were his penalties. Cam, well, when you basically go from P4 to P1 by, doing what he did, yeah, you're going to get 15 seconds of penalties. Actually, 25 seconds of penalties he has.
Do you think he's going to try and talk to the stewards and say that was my position and it was unfairly taken from me and I was only taking it back? Like,
how's that?
I don't know how that's going to fly.
I mean, you just can't pass both Hall's cars that had nothing to deal with it.
No contact this time around, but more contact.
Chaos
Walking Chaos and Cam. And Cam has been dumped. He is in the wall. And that is it for the race leader for the longest of times.
I'm not going to really say, but that's just ridiculous.
So right now it's looking like the Haas's could take a pretty easy win. Heatwave could get a whole stack of points, but as it stands, Veyron right in behind. So any points taken is a little bit dampened by the fact that Veyron is right there behind everybody.
Yeah. Even with the contact, I don't think Chaos has any damage. We have, who is that? Ardell's retired. On the entry to Spoon. No safety car though. So
I'm not sure what's happened with Ardell. I know he had some connectivity issues, but so far, it's now a quiet race. Boss Cookie has gotten ahead of his teammate, but the two Alpha Tauris are looking pretty pacey. Can they get around Veyron, maybe push him down, make the championship leader make a few less points?
Let's see if he goes for the move right here. He might. And he does.
Oh, he's looking for it. He's going for it. He's on the curb. Not a lot of traction there. Can't quite get the grip out of the corner, but Boss Cookie's going to look for it. He's going to keep pushing that until he gets it.
He made kind of the same move, I believe, on one of the Alpines earlier. So, got Risty P10. Good to see. I know he wants to be higher up, but hey, not bad considering you've not been racing for a while. So,
Boss Cookie makes the dive into the chicane on Veyron, so he's going to take that position. Zach looking for it already. He's got DRS. He's dumping that battery. Veyron's got no DRS to fight back, but Zach's probably going to run out of road before turn one. Was looking for it, not quite though.
Yeah, we're going to see kind of really where Veyron's out on his tires if he starts to regain some pace. And
and that's Boss Cookie off. He grabs the curb, and that is it for Boss Cookie. No wing damage, but that's going to send him right to the back of the crowd. And out of the points.
He has such a great recovery drive going on. Cam gets another 3 seconds in what's been...
He's broken his wing again. I don't know if he's trying to cause a safety car or what's going on, but he's not had a great race after that.
Well, no, he's not. Surely there'll be a discussion about that later, as I think Heatwave, he's front forward. They're basically right here, and Danny Rick has the more battery than the 4. See if Zach gets the move done on Veyron.
Boss Cookie is done and out, retired. He gets a 10-second, a 5-second for cutting track limits, and then is into a wall. I don't know what happened there.
Didn't see it.
I don't know if that was just contact, him going off, but...
Well, in that area, we did see Benico have an issue there. I don't know. So, both of those could be related, as we don't get a safety car out of that. So now we're down to 14 drivers remaining.
Well, Zach's gotten himself ahead of Veyron, so he's not quite out of the championship yet. Zach still wants to fight for this one. Up into P5 from 20th, so he's making the impression. Can he make the impression to Heatwave? He's already closed in the gap a little bit, but...
I tell you what, Heatwave and Zach are going to want are the same thing. He's going to want FinFan and Toneless to pass Veyron. That's going to help both Zach with AlphaTauri in the Constructors Championship and Heatwave in the Drivers Championship gain more points on Veyron. Because right now, Veyron not only is the Drivers Championship leader, but he is the only Mercedes in the points, and they're the Constructors leader. And his teammate is P13, so...
P13 about to be P12 as he fights with Mean Fern into the corner. Not being able to quite do anything this time around, but maybe with DRS. A lot of these guys are looking for a move. Scartrex looking for a move on Walking Chaos. Not this time around, but trying to get it done. And Star does get ahead of Mean Fern into turn 1, so Mercedes not totally out of the point, still trying to close that in.
Heatwave is still sitting there. Zach's not really made an impression, not really closed on Heatwave, but kind of hard to do that. They're both on the equal amount of tires. He is starting to gain a gap on Veyron, though.
Zach's pushing. He's doing alright, though, to hold that position.
Veyron
needs this DRS. If he falls out from Zach, he's toast. FinFan will be all over him. Toneless will be all over him. Red Sea will be all over him. It'll be out of the points pretty quickly, I think, if that's were to happen. So, Zach trying to push that budget just a little bit more. He's pretty close to that line.
He's just going to barely stay in it. Yeah, he is.
Veyron's going to take that DRS for now. Zach's not going to have much battery. He gets a little bit of oversteer and a little bit of a tire squawk in 5th gear. And that's going to close Veyron in a little bit closer to him. He sees the flashing battery. He knows that he can close it in a little bit more on Zach, but not quite enough road to do anything. Danny, Rick, and Scartrex swap positions, maybe to try different looks at Walking Chaos. Scartrex not wanting to get too involved with the current race leader.
Veyron's starting to actually close back in on Zach, so
this could be the window where the mediums are fading and the hards are superior at this point. We'll have to see.
Looking at 22, so not many laps remaining here.
Not many laps remaining. 5 to go, pretty much. I don't think a safety car will do anybody any favors at this point, so this is pretty much it, the final shootout.
Well, if we got a safety car that said, like, now, we know what everyone's going to do.
To sauce.
Yep.
Yep.
And being the fact that only FinFan has a penalty, it would be straight up, honestly, so...
Yeah, FinFan with that penalty, it's going to hurt. It's going to send him quite a ways back, considering everyone's so stacked up. It'll take him right from P7 out of the points, I think.
I believe you would be right.
So, not good there, but Danny Rick really looking to try and get Walking Chaos towards the end of this race. Scartrex has fallen off a little bit. Heatwave is still there for good company. Oh, and Cam is retired in pit, so that's the end of his race. No safety car for him, unfortunately, after leading most of the race.
Well,
all the safety cars had already come out, and that was it.
He was already a lap down, so he wasn't going to benefit him anyways.
Yeah.
Jacob's still out there on those 10 lap stops, so maybe he's making what I said that wrong.
Well, they did have safety cars, so maybe his tires are a little bit fresher than what 10 laps traditionally are. They don't look too haggard.
No.
Seems to have some pace. He's pulling on Mozzie. Mozzie's got no battery, but he's going to look for the move through 130R down the inside into the chicane.
What about Danny Rick here? Does he pull the trigger on Chaos going through the main straight? He's on the button. Dives to the inside. Grabs the lead. So Danny Rick now P1.
Up into the lead for Danny Rick. Trying to run away for Haas. It'd be a good day for Haas. A good, nice win. Double podium.
Yeah. They are on track to score more points in this race, and I am knocking on wood so I don't jinx them, than they have in the entire season so far. So,
new driver lineup is really showing.
yeah.
And Danny Rick showing up for the race and Scartrix being here. Yeah, it's going to help. Started with 20, ending with 13 drivers. We got 3-4 laps left. It's still a very tight fight. Aaron in P6, your championship leader. So for right now, no one really doing well on being eliminated. Aaron's kind of doing another bang-up job as he typically does through these races.
Yeah, they've kicked Heat Wave out, so it's just these three. See if Chaos is able to respond and get back into the lead. And the DRS straight on the main straight. Danny Rick has a little bit more battery to play with.
Aaron outside the 1 second mark, but still got DRS, so he's not totally out of it. Had a little bit of a slower lap.
Well, the detection point is going into the final chicane, so he's within a second there. Even if he has a bad chicane there or an issue, he still technically is within the second.
Is Jacob going to be able to hold on to that point from Star? Star's got those older mediums, but he's got those kind of beat softs at this point. He's only got 3 laps left to hold it on, but Star's not an easy competition to hold it on against.
No, and by looking at the car, he's starting to get his hands full a bit, it seems.
Car being a little bit less responsive than he would want, but back up at the front. Scartrek's not making a big impression on Walk and Chaos. Danny Rick seems to have this race under control out front. Heatwave falling off. Zach is closing in that gap a little bit, but Veyron sticking right to him. So nothing really doing there for P4, 5, 6, unfortunately.
As here they come to get 2 to go. Leaders are basically at the same on the battery. I think Chaos is a little bit too far back though to make a run here.
Yeah, I'm not sure where else anybody can really make a move. That's really the spot with DRS, so
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, Veyron is not that far off of Zach, but if you're Veyron, he's not really under threat as FinFan has spun.
and he is off and out, and that is his race over, unfortunately.
So that will put Ritzy
No time to catch up.
That'll put Ritzy P7, but more importantly, it kind of gives Veyron some breathing room. So does he perhaps go for the move on Zach if it presents itself? Because what I was about to say is, does Veyron not make the move and not put him in a bad spot to where he would lose some position with the championship? He has had.
Well, it's a previous champion versus the future possible champion, so we'll have to see how that fight gets on.
Well, right now, Ritzy's not in the DRS range. He's trying to close it. He's using the battery in order to do it.
He's closing it in. He's getting himself far enough away from Toneless.
Zach is
But not quite.
Zach's going to have DRS on heat rate. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything with it.
From the back, he's done a lot of the work. Can he get P4 on the last lap?
Chaos trying to get the lead on Danny Rick. I think they had a little bit of contact going into one. I was late to seeing it.
Zach is 5/10 out from Heatwave. I'm not sure if he's going to have time to get it done over the line. Same for Ritzy, same for a lot of these drivers. Star looking for that move. Star wants it done before the line. Star wants to get this old soft runner out of the way. He wants to get Jacob. Can he do it?
Take it up to P9, so well done to him. So, well, gotta hopefully get through the last lap.
Last lap. Danny Rick still leading. It's pretty close, but I think he's pretty much got it. He's just got to keep walking Chaos behind. Scartrick's not too far behind. Yeah. Same thing with Heatwave. He's just got to keep Zach back there. And they're both flashing.
Look for the move here on the final chicane. Takes the dive. Contact is made.
They go side by side. Some touching and rubbing. Some more contact. That's going to send him off, but Scartrick's through. Walking Chaos for P3.
So we get a Haas 1-2 finish, and I believe that's on their debut drives.
Zach moves all the way down due to some sort of timing glitch of some degree, down to 11th. I think he takes P5.
That has to be a timing glitch.
I didn't see him with any penalties.
No, he did not. I didn't see anything shoot up, so that probably has to be a timing glitch. I have him behind the Red Bull.
Well, that is a Haas 1-2. Congratulations to Danny Rick for his interesting win, coming from a different perspective out of the safety car to snatch it near the end of the race. Same with Scartrix, sliding their way up there throughout the entire race and getting themselves up into P2. So a great day for Haas. So power to you guys.
Yep, coming from P4, P8 was Haas, and then fucking Chaos P3 after starting on the front row. Sent the invites. There's Danny Rick, our race winner. Who,
yes, sir.
well, with the championship, Heatwave does finish ahead of Veyron by 2 spots, so the championship does go on, and not going to do math, but it might be within a race gap now. It was 32 coming into this, so it could be 25, 26. Again, don't quote me on math. I'll send the rights to them one more time.
I don't know if Scartrix will be joining us or.
Well,
same with Walking Chaos.
But while you're at it, how about we just go ahead and interview Danny Rick, or you can go ahead and do that. Don't need him.
Yeah, I can give him an interview. That was a pretty impressive move up after the safety car. That's one way to win a race. How do you feel after that, putting a Haas 1-2 up there?
Feel pretty great, man, for the team, everybody. It was a good race. I haven't won in a while, so that meant a lot, really. And then the moves after the safety car, I was talking to my engineer. I was like, we got to get it done, man. He's on hards. I got a good restart off, and it was a little cheeky to the Max Verstappen, like hanging around his outside, but I got it. So it was pretty amazing after that.
Well, that was pretty good to get ahead of Veyron off the safety car restart and get yourself up into a fighting position. you and your teammate, I don't know if you guys kind of swap positions because you were a little bit nice about it, or if that was a fought thing on track. We didn't quite catch that one, but good race from the two of you either way.
He had a mistake in turn one. He let me through because we were side by side. That's what happened there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if it would have been a nice team orders sort of thing,
No,
or
no.
if it was just a mistake. So again, those things happen, but a great race win for you.
Thank you.
Again, you had a really good qualifying position up into P4, but it didn't go so well off the start. You had some other issues, and then, yeah, found yourself all the way back up there in the end. So,
Yeah, just
an interesting Japanese Grand Prix.
yeah, I had no idea what happened with the McLarens, bro. What in the world was that?
The stewards will have to tell us what happened with the McLarens, because I don't think anybody quite knows what happens with the McLarens until the stewards tell us.
Let's just say there's going to be a very long debrief in Woking, and I don't know if it's going to go well. I really don't. But hey, y'all benefited from it. I mean, you got the win. I mean, you're running about P3 when that happened, and then your teammate Scartrix was basically, y'all just got gifted the 1-2. So
Yeah, I mean, kept our head down, got in a good place. That's all that really needs to be done. Yeah. It's a good race.
But, yeah, so we do have Tier 1 in about 40 minutes time. Veyron's still holding on to his championship lead with a P5 finish, so we'll have to see how that finishes out for the last 2 rounds, and you're going to have to see how the last 3 rounds of Tier 1 happens. So we hope to see you all there, and I'm going to sign out for now, and everyone be safe and have a good afternoon.